it's Michelle, and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. We have a lot of juicy royal tea to get through today, so you know what to do. Sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the Royal Daily Tea. So we have some exciting coronation updates. On Tuesday afternoon, Buckingham Palace released a brand new photo of King Charles and Queen Camilla, along with new details about the crowning ceremony. The picture shows the royal couple posing together in the blue drawing room of Buckingham Palace. Now, the photograph was taken in March by photographer Hugo Bernand. Now, Charles and Camilla had previously commissioned Bernand to photograph their wedding back in 2005, and he is now reportedly tapped to take the official portraits on their May 6 coronation. So with the release of the latest photograph, they have some updates on the roles that the grandchildren will play throughout the coronation. Now, they mentioned that Prince George will play the part of a page of honor alongside Queen Camilla's grandsons, Freddie Parker Bowles, Gus Lopez, Louis Lopez, as part of a group of 8 boys who will process together through Westminster Abbey. That sounds like a very exciting role. Buckingham Palace said, quote, "Throughout the coronation service on the 6th of May, their majesties will each be attended by 4 pages of honor. The pages will form part of the procession through the nave of Westminster Abbey. The King's pages of honor will be His Royal Highness Prince George of Wales, Lord Oliver Cholmondeley, Master Nicholas Barclay, and Master Ralph Tollemache. The Queen's consort's pages of honor will be Her Majesty's grandsons, Master Gus, Master Louis Lopez, and Master Freddie Parker Bowles, and Her Majesty's great-nephew, Master Arthur Elliot." Now, the invitation is absolutely beautiful. It has a lot of intricate detailing of a floral border and was designed by Andrew Jameson, a heraldic artist and manuscript illuminator. It was printed on recycled card, a likely nod to King Charles's lifelong interest in sustainability. 2 birds perch on the letter C, which is flanked by Charles and Camilla's coats of arms. Flowers flow into an illustration of the Green Man, an ancient figure from British folklore, a symbolic of spring and rebirth to celebrate the new reign. This is a beautiful work of art. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I would love to receive a formal invitation with this, wouldn't you? I think it's an absolutely stunning work of art. Now, the invitation reads, "The coronation of their Majesties King Charles III and Queen Camilla. By command of the King, the Earl Marshal is directed to invite to be present at the Abbey Church of Westminster on the 6th day of May 2023. Now, Buckingham Palace had said the coronation will reflect the monarch's role today and look towards the future, which is being rooted in long-standing traditions and pageantry." I, for one, am so excited for the coronation. I think it's a lovely photograph, and it's definitely a lovely invitation. Now, I'm wondering if Harry and Meghan actually received the formal invite in the mail, which I'm sure they probably did. So members of the House of Lords have been told not to wear their crown-like coronets on their heads during the coronation, which is part of a royal tradition. Now, we all know that King Charles is definitely trying to tone down the look and the pomp and circumstance of his coronation. Members of the House of Lords have been asked to dress down for King Charles's coronation and forego wearing the traditional extravagant coronet headgear. Now, when you look at photographs from Queen Elizabeth II's coronation in 1953, you will see rows upon rows of her peers wearing the crown-like adornment. However, King Charles wants to forego this tradition. And we know he wants to streamline the pomp and finery. He has ditched a couple of the other things as well that is part of the royal tradition. So now it is understood the new rules have been issued to those invited to the ceremony, and state guests can wear their usual parliamentary attire that they wear for the opening of Parliament each year, or the standard business dress. Now, in my opinion, I would love to see everyone wearing a coronet. I mean, I think we need to have some pomp and circumstance. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for many of us to see a coronation of a king. Many of us, including myself, were not around for Queen Elizabeth's coronation, but we do know we are living in a different time, and the king wants to be more inclusive, and he wants to definitely tone it down. Now, the actual coronation ceremony is expected to last around 1 hour, and it is still going to have a lot of pomp and circumstance, but it's definitely going to be much more toned down than his mother's coronation. So to piggyback off the story that we did yesterday about Joe Biden not attending King Charles's coronation, it has now been announced that his wife Jill Biden is to attend King Charles's coronation representing the United States. First Lady Jill Biden will represent the U.S. at the coronation of King Charles next month, President Joe Biden told the royal during a Tuesday call, the White House said. Biden said he looked forward to meeting the king in the U.K. at a future date. The White House said that his wife is looking forward to attending on behalf of the United States. The White House said the pair also discussed the strength of their relationship between our countries and the friendship between our peoples. The president and the First Lady jointly attended last year's funeral in London for Queen Elizabeth II. And again, no sitting U.S. president has ever attended a British royal coronation, just like a queen or king has never attended a president inauguration. It just simply doesn't happen. But now we finally know that Jill Biden will be in attendance representing the United States. So are Prince Harry and Meghan Markle responsible for the increased threats toward the royal family? A new report has come out that police are actively monitoring more than 200 dangerous stalkers who pose a risk to the royal family and other VIPs just weeks before the king's coronation. Now, according to Scotland Yard, they said they were monitoring 202 individuals by the end of 2022, up from 73 in 2014. The number of stalkers posing the highest risk has almost tripled in the past 2 years. What happened in the past 2 years? Oh, I know. The Oprah Winfrey interview where Harry and Meghan accused the royal family of racism. Ever since Harry and Meghan did Megxit 3 years ago, there has definitely been a major shift of people against the royal family. The royal family is facing unprecedented threat as the number of dangerous stalkers being monitored by the police reaches the highest level in almost a decade. If you haven't noticed, there's many people now who've become anti-monarchists, all thanks to Harry and Meghan. The number of stalkers posing the highest risk has almost tripled in the last 2 years, from 5 in 2020 to 13 in 2022. Now, the substantial increase will cause alarm ahead of the king's coronation, where police are on high alert. Now, according to Scotland Yard's Royalty and Specialist Protection Command, they refer to individuals with concern to the Fixated Threat Assessment Center, which monitors risk to royals, politicians, and other prominent figures. The threat posed by each person is then graded from low to high based on a stalking risk profile by forensic psychologist and psychiatrist, which looks at their behavior any prior convictions and risk of violence. Now, experts also look at their motivation, whether they intend to cause fear and distress, or in more serious cases have delusions about being in a relationship with members of the royal family and intend to SA or physically harm their victim. Now, if you remember the crazy guy who wanted to assassinate Queen Elizabeth with a crossbow on Christmas Day in December of 2021. The threats have definitely become heightened, and I personally believe it is because of the damage that Harry and Meghan have done toward the royal family. Now, the multi-agency team has been monitoring risk to the royal family since 2006. They received around 1,000 referrals a year regarding people who have engaged in abnormal communications or attempted to make inappropriate contact with prominent people in their life. But they believe that the royal family are definitely targets and that their safety has come a major concern in the last 2 years. Now, there's also been a huge rise in anti-monarchists. Lots of protests have been happening with people saying, "Not my king." But there's a group of people who are planning to show up for the king's coronation. They're saying that Charles faces hundreds of protesters at coronation as Republic plan chilling dissent. If you've noticed, they've showed up at the last couple of events for King Charles. He's been egged. They're showing up with those signs. The hatred and disdain that has been shown toward King Charles and the royal family since Queen Elizabeth passed is alarming, but especially in the past 2 years on social media, the hatred that has been spewed toward Kate, William, and the rest of the royals is absolutely apprehensible. We never saw that type of hatred before Harry and Meghan started on their hate campaign against the royal family. Now, the anti-monarchy group Republic are aiming to encourage more people to join their 1,000-strong crowd protesting at King Charles's coronation as the movement against the firm becomes more visible. Republic CEO Graham Smith, speaking exclusively to expressco.uk, also noted the group has seen a boost in their numbers and revenue in recent months. However, the Met Police claim they have not seen a notable increase in protest against the king. Well, I beg to differ. He is definitely receiving a lot of protests. Now, so far this year, Republic has protested at royal visits to Gloucester and Milton Keynes, as well as gathering outside Westminster Abbey for the Commonwealth Day service, which was attended by senior members of the firm. Now, Mr. Smith said they're hoping to demonstrate during the King's visit to York on April 6th as they prepare 1,000 anti-monarchy protesters to descend on central London for the coronation on May 6th. He told Express, quote, "We're hoping that our protest will serve to embolden people following the arrest last year, which might have had a chilling effect on protest." This is getting very scary and very out of hand, and I do believe a lot of it does tie in with Harry and Meghan and Megxit, and that their spread of hatred toward his family is inciting people to react against the royal firm. And I, for one, am very worried about their safety, but I know that Scotland Yard and the Metropolitan Police will be on full alert. But what do you think? Do you think Harry and Meghan are to blame for the increased threats and hatred that has been launched toward the royal family? Well, that is all the royal news that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Please leave me your comments down below, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, guys.